However, when I was a young teen, my parents died. And in my late teens, I had some bizarre things happening to me that were just scary events. But I was bright, and I went out and made something of myself. I wrote TV and radio commercials for a living. I was an account executive. I kind of wrote it off as bad luck. You know, back then, I don't know if you remember, we all had the goal-setting books, and I'm 57 now, so this is a long time ago.
Wow.
And, you know, you're going to be successful, and you got to be positive, and I just kind of made things happen in spite of all the bizarre things that were happening to me. But, so, I have no criminal background. I've never hurt anyone, did anything unusual. I haven't, exposed a crime or, basically just someone who is just living their life or trying to anyway. And about 20 years ago, I started having bizarre events happen to me that were affecting my health dramatically. Now, I want to tell you, I'm a big believer in natural foods.
Mm-hmm.
I've been studying it since I was 17 years old.
Okay.
I did all the nutritional. I rollerblade like 5 miles a day. I was a runner, a swimmer. So I was in relatively good health, and I suddenly started taking, a decline, and it was a bizarre decline. And, and I knew something was wrong, but I had no idea what it was.
Can I ask you something? When did you start to really realize that something was wrong with you? How long ago?
That was the Gangstalking. And that was about, let's see, I was 49 and I'm 57. It was about 40, when I was about 49, I started realizing that I had gang stalkers. And, and the word that most people call it or prefer to use is organized gang stalking. And the reason it's called organized gang stalking is because there's a very large group of people that have your name in their phones. Okay, now this technology, wasn't possible, or maybe if it was, it wasn't as readily accessible when I first became, in this program or whatever whatever for lack of better words. So basically, all these people know that you're in this, and I actually got a close-up look of a stalker's cell phone, and they have little mini profiles that they go down. So whenever you're in the area, they get a notification.
Now, let me stop you 1 second, because, I'm trying always to put myself on the other side. That means the person that out of the blue is tuning in and say, what are you talking about? Are you crazy, both of you? Especially the guy with the accent must be really crazy to even bringing it up. Let me tell you something, guys, because before we go ahead, everything we're talking here, there is more than just you talking. We have documents and facts, and there are things that we can prove. And this is the point. There are declassified documents. They've been experimenting on us on different levels. And then also people may say, why are they doing this? Why now? Whoever is behind in this point, of course, there is some sort of a part of the government or even a shadow government doing that. Why they're doing this? And now we'll go there too. So I say, please, guys, have an open mind. Because this is serious stuff. This is not hocus pocus. Please, have an open mind, listen, and do your researches. Continue, please. I want just to be sure people know we are not playing around here.
Okay. Now, when we go back to, I think that the gang stalking was what made me aware, because what the organized gang stalking does is it doesn't look like anything to anyone else. Okay, now I live in a very quiet, or was a quiet neighborhood where there wasn't a lot of cars that came at once. A good example is I visited a friend out on a farm. It's like almost in the middle of nowhere. And he suddenly had main traffic going up and down. And he jumped on his four-wheeler, and he said, oh, that is not normal. He said, I've lived here for 10 years. I said to him, Joe, I said, that's what happens wherever I go. and it was like a thorough, a major road, and we're out in the middle of nowhere. So basically, it's abnormal amounts of people in a very small space.